You've heard it before. For several years, the Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America. Well, with changes to the 2019 Silverado, GMC, even the Ram, can this still be the sales king? Well, we're gonna do a full review, check out the powertrain, the exterior, the interior, go for a test drive. Let's get started. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Today we have the Ford F-150 Platinum, and this is the diesel, the 3-liter diesel. We'll go through the powertrains in a little bit. There are some changes for 2019, especially to the top end limited trim that we'll go through in a little while. And there's several different appearance packages available as usual. But starting out here on the front, we've got the F-150's reconfigurable LED headlights that I think look pretty darn sharp, wrapping around the headlight housing. We'll get different grills and different bumpers on different F-150s depending on what trim level you have, but as you can see right here, we have the satin aluminum with the body color bumpers as well. And then the tow hooks will even vary between black or chrome. Of course, we have chrome right here. The headlights on the base F-150s, the lower trims, are halogen, but we've got the quad beam LEDs, which are also available on the Lariat trim, or all the way down to the Lariat trim. So taking a look at the appearance here, what do y'all think of the style of the F-150 compared to some of the other full-size trucks? It's definitely very clean looking. It's a modern looking truck. I think it looks pretty good. When it comes to the wheels, they will range from 17 to 22 inches, and we have the 20-inch polished wheels right here. Thank goodness we actually get all-terrain tires. Those are 275/55 series tires. One thing I really like about these trucks is our mirrors give us a spotlight, an approach light. The power folding, the driver's side is automatic dimming, and you can get the power scoping mirrors available. We do have the power boards on our Platinum trim. They're optional all the way down at the Lariat. The power boards come out when you open the door, close, or they go back up when you close the door. They work really well. They don't get in the way of anything. As you can see, we do have the biggest cab configuration, the Super Crew. You can still get Super Cab models and even regular cab models, so something to keep in mind. Tons of space in that crew cab, and we'll go through that in a little bit. You can see we do have the 4x4 model, and as we round out the back end, we've got 9.4 inches of ground clearance as long as you have the 4x4 models. We have LED tail lights back here, not the brake lights, as you can see those, but wrapped around those brake lights, we do have the LED tail lights and the blind spot radar for our trailer, that little signal on the back there. Rear parking sonar back here as well, and then our Platinum badge right here. Some other F-150s will have F-150 stamped. Those are on the lower trims, and the limited trim will give us a new dual exhaust with the high output EcoBoost. When we go to talk about some of the driver assist features, we have stop and go radar cruise control, active park assist, lane keep assist, blind spot with trailer coverage and rear cross traffic alert, reverse sensing system, so the sonar back there, rain sensing wipers, automatic high beams, pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, even curve control, where if you're going too fast around a curve, it can actually brake for you if needed. So moving to the back of the bed, of course, with our Super Crew, we do have the short box right here, 5.5 foot box. You can get a 5.5, 6.5, even an 8-foot box, depending on what trim level you get. And like I said, Platinum stamped in the back right there. And one thing that I really like is that we do have a hitch light right there, which is fantastic. Shines right down at the hitch, so at night, you've got some good lighting. Don't have to fuss with any flashlights, get that stuff out. Just a little button to tap under there, or with the key fob, whatever you want. And of course, you do get the step in the tailgate right there. It's a little bit gimmicky, a little bit of a pain in the butt, but if you really need a step and you're gonna be in and out of the truck a lot, it can definitely come in handy. It just takes a little bit of time. That's the only complaint. So we've got about a 52.5 cubic foot bed, and we've got some tie downs. I do like these tie downs right there. And you have fixed tie downs as well in each corner. We do have LED lights in here on top of that, on each side of the box, which is nice, and up there. So you've got good cab bed lighting. We do have a nice bed liner in here. Of course, you can fit 4x8 sheets in the back, no problem at all, wide enough with that. So nice, big, capable bed, good tie downs. I would like to maybe see a couple more fixed tie downs, especially in the corner. You know, you just have that one right there. Of course, you do have these up on top, but that Silverado I was just in had like 4 tie downs in every corner. So just an area for improvement, but overall a nice bed. Starting on the Lariat trim, we actually get the intelligent key. This is a nice key fob. It's really thick. You can open the tailgate. There is even remote start. So the way this works is there is a sensor on it. So once you get up to it, it'll unlock. Those boards will pop out. And to lock it, you just push that button. And like I said, remote start, lock twice. There it goes. Another thing worth mentioning with this Power Stroke diesel is just how quiet it is. I mean, I'm right next to it. It's running. And it's really quiet. Of course, you have a little bit of that diesel sound, but it's really nice. The seats in the F-150, at least on this trim, are probably one of my favorite things about this truck. So you can still get the folding armrest, middle seat on some of the lower trims, but we have these bucket seats right now with a really nice looking interior. These are 10-way power, heated and ventilated with memory settings. Those are on the Lariat and up. In our particular seats, are the multi-contour seats. So they're basically massaging seats. It is just awesome. It rolls through your lumbar, it rolls through from one cheek to the other. The multi-contour seats are available on the King Ranch, otherwise they're standard up from there. And these seats are definitely really comfortable. They're really quite soft. They're softer than I was expecting. They've got nice contouring to them. The headrests even move a few different ways. You've got platinum badge on them. Very comfortable overall. And then the steering wheel is actually a power tilt and power telescoping. So it does take a little bit of time, but it's got pretty good range of motion once you get it moving. Now hopping inside the F-150, we do get a nice soft armrest, soft upper right there. You know, same big door handle with the little clip inside. And then we do have storage down here, but I would like to see maybe an actual bigger cutout for a water bottle, but you can fit a lot of stuff in there, even something right in there. Automatic windows, memory driver's seat right here for 3 people. And then right over here, we've actually got our mirror control, or our mirror lights. You hit those, you can put the spotlight on the mirrors. Headlight controls, fog lights over to the left, the cab light, or the truck bed lights, interior lights, all that good stuff. Even power pedals down there, parking brake. I'm not a huge fan of electronic parking brakes, especially in trucks, but you do have it, and power pedals, which is nice. Go ahead and shut the door. Pretty good solid door slam, honestly. And taking a look at our steering wheel, we do have nice controls on here, easy to use controls, volume controls, stereo controls, voice controls, cruise control. You can control your distance with that as well. I do like this center opening down here, nice trim on it as well, following that, and even following that on the dash, kind of around the center console. But let's go ahead and start it up, push the button. And then taking a look at our display right here, there's a bunch of information you can see. We do have the physical gauges there, otherwise in the middle, everything is pretty much just digital nowadays. So let me show you this. You can control this with the steering wheel. And in fact, when I talk about the powertrain, I'm gonna tell you that I actually got 26 or so miles per gallon on a highway trip, but I've been averaging 21.9, which is awesome. And let's see here. A lot of information. You can customize your own little My View setting right here. You can go through all the basic trip computer stuff that you see here. You can customize a ton of information. A lot of details that you can see as well. So definitely very handy. Keep scrolling over. Towing information. You can, you have a little checklist, just like the Silverado that I was just in. And then off-road stuff, you can see your pitch, your roll, all of that, which is nice. You know, if you're off-roading, that can definitely come in handy. You can even see right by the park, reverse, neutral, all that stuff. You can see that's basically like your safety systems. If you have cruise on or lane departure, all that stuff going on, you can see that there. And then more things that you can customize here with all of your information that you can change. So really nice information display, definitely comes in handy. The steering wheel is heated, which is fantastic. I really do enjoy that. As far as the center display goes, it'll range from a 2.3 inch to an 8-inch display. The power pedals are on the Lariat trim and up. And we even have rain sensing windshield wipers, which honestly didn't work that great. So let me actually turn those on. And last night anyways, so it's dry right now, but last night the wiper was going all the way like past the windshield and it was making a sound just like this, which was pretty annoying. I don't know why it was doing that, but just a little thing like that I didn't enjoy too much. But moving over here, I do like this storage bin right there. You can see we even have the B&O sound system. That is rubberized under there, so you can put stuff up there without it sliding around. You can turn your traction control on or off. We even have our camera right here. Let me turn that on. The camera is not as advanced as I would like to see. So right now it's pretty basic. You can see around the truck. When you are in drive, let's see, let me put it in reverse actually. We put it in reverse. We do have dynamic lines, which is nice. We do also have a hitch line right here. So when you turn the wheel, that dotted line will follow you right back to your hitch. I'd like to see a little bit more maybe, but it works. Even in drive, you can change through different views right here to see in front of you, which is pretty cool. So you can still do a decent amount with it. You can turn off your auto stop start right there, and the system hasn't been that annoying, so I've actually left it on most of the time. This is the Sync 3 system. This is an 8-inch screen. You'll get a 4.2 inch on the bottom two trims, but we do have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all that good stuff, Wi-Fi, the 360 camera, like I said, which is in a package for our trim, but it's standard on the Limited. Your speaker system will range from a 6 to a 10 speaker system with a subwoofer, which we have. There's a whole bunch you can control. It's not necessarily the most responsive screen, but it works well, and there's really a lot that you can customize on here, which I do enjoy, and it's got everything that you need. Going down a little more, we do have some real physical controls, a volume knob, a tuning knob. They're good size, so that's really nice. Dual zone automatic climate control, even a CD player right there. And for 2019, the CD player is going to go away on the XLT trim, so something to keep in mind. We've got our heated and ventilated seat functions. Those are all 3-tier. They do work really well, which is also really nice. So a couple charging ports down there, nice storage, as you can see, can fit a decent amount of stuff. You can even have it covered up just like that. Our shifter is leather wrapped. One complaint is that at night, these actually haven't been lighting up, which is kind of annoying. But I do like it. It works well. It's nice sized. You know, do you guys prefer the console shifter like this or a column shifter up here that the Silverado had? This has been a good spot to store some stuff. It doesn't slide around. My bottle fits in these bottle holders just fine. We've also got our lane departure right here, and then the Ford Park Assist. So parallel parking, you push that button. Let's go ahead and push that. So it's going to tell me to search, it's going to search for a spot, and if there was a spot, it would actually help me park. But since we're not doing that, it's not going to work. Nice big center armrest right here. Open this up, storage bin right there. There's a 12-volt power outlet down here, and it's just massive. There's just a lot of stuff that you can see. There's a light tucked underneath of that, so definitely works really well. Over on the dash, we do have a soft treatment up here, a little tiny ledge down there, which works okay. You can't really fit a whole lot because it's pretty darn small. But you do get some nice trim over there. Locking glove box, soft opening, plastic inside. Not quite as big as I was expecting, but it's 2-tiered, which works well. Automatic dimming rearview mirror. Other controls right up there. We've got our light controls, which is nice. Up here, we can actually open up our rear window. So that's always nice. So our trim does not have the moonroof, but if you do have a moonroof in the Super Crew, you will have the twin panel moonroof, which is massive. Our mirrors are also massive right here. We've got vanity lights. The garage HomeLink controls are on the back side of this. The entire mirror slides out a decent amount. So that comes in handy, and these lights look like they're actually LED up here as well, and there is a sunglass holder, so good to see. When we go to take a look behind us, you got pretty big windows, so you do have pretty good visibility, especially when you can fold those headrests down. And let me tell you, it does make a difference having the swoop of these F-150s here, because you can see a little bit better. It really does make a difference. And for 2019, for those of you that want the ultimate luxurious experience with your pickup trucks, you can go for the F-150 limited trim. That will give you ambient lighting at night, just like our trim. An upgraded camelback two-tone leather interior that'll give us the same heated, ventilated, massaging seats with 3-way memory settings, plus ash swirl wood trim and aluminum bezels for a really nice cab. Now, moving to the back seat, crew cab trucks seriously spoil people. So let's take a look. we've got, you know, still a nice soft armrest right there, good storage, tons of space back here. Look at all of that room, even some under seat space. In fact, we can lift those up for some more storage space. Pull this back down. Let's hop up. So myself, 5'9", sitting up tall, I've still got a lot of space. These seats don't recline like they do in the Ram, but we do still have a couple charging ports, a actual plug-in, 3-tier heated seats right there. So that's really cool. Plus another plug-in right there. AC vents, cup holders, headrests that fold down, LED light up there. The list goes on. I mean, these back seats are just awesome. Of course, they're not as comfortable as the front seats, but still, you even have a grab handle for people and a nice view with some big windows. The powertrain for the F-150 is where you'll find options for pretty much everybody. Starting all the way at the bottom, you'll get a 3.3 liter V6. We've got 3 different ecoboost engines, and those are both port and direct injection, which is definitely a good thing. At the bottom of those, you've got the 2.7 liter ecoboost that can put up all the way up to 400 pound-feet of torque, the 3.5 liter ecoboost that you're used to, up to 470 pound-feet of torque, and then the 3.5 high output EcoBoost from the Raptor that's now available in the 2019 limited F-150 that's got 450 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. And if you want to be more traditional, you do have a 5-liter V8 that still gives you 395 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, which is still plenty capable. But under the hood of our F-150 right here, we've got the Power Stroke diesel. This is a 6-cylinder diesel. It's a V6 diesel, 3-liter, 250 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque. That torque comes out at 1750 RPM. We're going to talk about that in the test drive. Unless you are a fleet customer, you can only get it on the Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum trims. And it's $4,000 more than the 2.7 liter EcoBoost and $2,400 more than the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. All of these engines will be paired now with the 10-speed automatic transmission, which is pretty smooth, and we'll talk more about that in the test drive. Now, when it comes to towing is very capable for the F-150. It is the leader in this segment. You can get the Pro Trailer Backup Assist. That package is available on any trim. Our diesel model can tow up to 11,400 pounds in two-wheel drive, as equipped 10,700 pounds, and the payload can be up to 1,940 pounds, and as equipped 1,392 pounds. It really depends on the axle ratio. There's a whole bunch of different numbers, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. I'll put a screen up on there for you guys so you can look at all the towing ratings across the board for all of the F-150s. And then when it comes to miles per gallon, when we talk about efficiency with these trucks, they're definitely very efficient. In fact, when I was in this on the highway, I got a little over 26 miles per gallon, which is awesome. This 4x4 diesel is rated at 25 miles per gallon on the highway. Definitely something you can't complain about, 20 in the city. The two-wheel drive model gets you 22 in the city and 30 on the highway. So honestly, if it was me with the price of diesel, right now, gas where I am is about $1.90. And it's not gonna stay like that, of course, but unless you're doing a lot of highway driving and towing at the same time, with this diesel, I probably wouldn't wanna get the 4-wheel drive model because it's a 5 mile per gallon cut. If I was gonna get this diesel, I would go for the 2-wheel drive model if you didn't need 4-wheel drive. Otherwise, I'd still probably go with the 5-liter or one of the EcoBoost engines. So we are off on the test drive in the F-150. And my first impression, even though we have big wheels, this actually feels like a fairly soft riding truck, which is nice. It's pleasant. In my opinion, it's softer riding than the Silverado that I was just recently in. So right now, the auto stop start is active. So the engine is turned off. I'm gonna see if you can hear and see it kind of start up. So here we go. And in my opinion, it's less intrusive, less annoying than it was on the GM products, especially with that 6.2 liter. This may feel different with different engines, but with this diesel, it actually feels okay. And then my first impression of the actual diesel is that at lower speeds, you can kind of hear that it just doesn't sound like just not a very good sounding engine. Then when you get on it, you can hear a little bit of that diesel power. You can hear a little bit of that diesel-y noise, and it's got some pretty decent thrust. There's a Raptor at lower speed, so that's definitely welcome. Let's go ahead and get a little acceleration run here. All right, so that's pretty impressive for being a 3-liter diesel. Obviously, if you want some speed, you got to go for the EcoBoost and the high output EcoBoost and the limited trim. But I think the best thing about the powertrain here is that 10-speed transmission being paired with this diesel engine. The diesel operates with its peak torque below 2,000 RPMs. And that 10-speed, if you could tell, it would shift quickly. It would upshift quickly to keep that diesel right in its power band for the torque. So you had some pretty streamlined torque coming out, which is really nice. The braking in here is pretty good. It's a little softer than I was maybe expecting, but in terms of actual braking performance, it's done really well. And this diesel's got some pretty good pull out of it. I'm happy with that. You know, I don't have anything to tow for you guys, and I'm sorry about that. But towing numbers, like I showed you on screen, go back and pause if you need to check those out. When it comes to the actual handling of the vehicle, the steering actually has some pretty good weight to it. It's kind of a heavy feeling steering wheel, which a lot of people will like, but one negative is pretty much no matter the speed, higher speeds like this or slow maneuvering in parking lots, it's pretty laborious to try to maneuver this thing in some tight spaces. So I would like to see the steering lighten up a little bit so it's a little bit easier, quicker to maneuver in tight spots. When it comes to road noise in here, this thing is pretty quiet. We've got laminated windows. Even with these all-terrain tires, I registered some pretty good, respectable decibel ratings, and it's very close, very similar to what I found in the GM trucks as well. I haven't had any rattles, haven't had any problems like that, so that's really nice. And right now I am on some gravel, nothing too loose right now, but there are some bumps, kind of some washboards, and this thing it's pretty happy on here, honestly. It feels good, it's smooth, it's smoothing everything out really well, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. And if you do take this thing off-road, you do have a rear axle lock. You just pull the 4-wheel drive knob out. You've got, of course, your regular 4-low and 4-high, but you also have automatic 4-wheel drive, kind of like all-wheel drive, to where it'll keep you in 2-wheel drive, and then when necessary, when slippage is detected and to prevent slippage, it'll put you in 4-wheel drive. Comparing this to vehicles that I've been in recently, like the 2019 GMC Sierra Denali, 2019 Chevrolet Silverado, I had the Tundra, 2018 Tundra not too long ago. This probably feels like maybe the softest riding, and I never thought I would say that, you know, but it is, even compared to the Denali with its adaptive ride control suspension. And that might be the fact that those both had 22-inch wheels, which makes a pretty big difference, but handling, this is probably a little bit inferior compared to those, but overall, this F-150 still does things really well. A lot of passenger space, a lot of powertrain options, just a great option overall. So after everything we know, checking out this entire truck, what do y'all think? Is it still gonna be the sales leader? I think so. It still does a lot really well. It's the payload and the towing champion. It's got a nice layout. It just does everything that people want it to do. Got several powertrain options, but I don't know what you guys think. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Have a great day.